Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Golf Business Live, powered by Supreme Golf. I am your very fortunate host, Michael Williams, bringing you the best of the best business I know, which is golf. Love to bring you new information about how to do what you do as best as you possibly can. The Masters has happened. The season has started in earnest. My hair is even out of control. I'm so excited about what's going on with the golf season now. It's on. It is on. I really couldn't be more excited. And, for this first segment, we have our inside golf business. And this is really, this is both inside and outside the golf business. Part of this story is about how we deal with each other, how we do our operations, but it's also very much about bringing new business in, connecting people to the game, which is such a huge and ongoing perpetual responsibility of all of us who are in the golf business. And I got a press release about this partnership between Landscapes Unlimited, Supreme Golf, and Barstool Sports. And I knew immediately that I wanted to have people on talking about this arrangement between these great operators, these great providers of services, and this great builder of the golf audience. So without further ado, to talk about a new partnership between these three companies, please welcome Scot Wellman, the Director of Marketing and Revenue at Landscapes Unlimited, Sage Saperstein, the Vice President of Sales and Strategy at Barstool Sports, and of course, Jonathan Wride, the CEO of Supreme Golf. Gentlemen, welcome to Golf Business Live. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Fantastic. Thanks, Michael.
Outstanding. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time because, as I said, I saw this and I immediately knew that this was something that I wanted to talk to you about to see how this happened. And that's really going to be my opening question. I guess I'll start with you, Scott, to see this. Who started the conversation? Because this is it's not obviously a one-to-one conversation. This is a three-way partnership. Who started the conversation and how?
Yeah, so at Landscapes Golf Management, we actually had formed a relationship with Barstool Sports last summer in a variety of verticals, whether it's merchandise, getting in on the gaming side of things. And so we really have an affinity for what Barstool is doing. And Jonathan and his team had reached out with a new product that we found interesting. We truly believe in a marketplace for products to be sold. I think at the end of the day, customers want a marketplace to be able to purchase products from. We do it every day in other industries. And so we were trying to find the right fit in that space. And Jonathan and his team, I think, have a product that absolutely fits that for us. And so we formed a relationship. We've moved our public golf courses onto the platform, and we're excited to see where it goes in 2023.
So if I understand, you had existing sort of relationships with Supreme and with Barstool kind of separately. And so now this is another spoke in the wheel, so to speak.
Absolutely. So you're bringing in the best of the best in two worlds, so to speak. And then you bring that in with our brand, and we really feel like we've got something that, a lot of customers will enjoy engaging with. And a lot of times we talk about the cost of acquisition of a new customer. And so when you can leverage brands like Supreme and Barstool Sports, we can really start to drive down those acquisition costs at our facilities. And we really like what they're bringing to the market for us.
And I know that, Jonathan, a lot of our folks here obviously are familiar with what you do, but I'm just going to read the first couple of lines of the press release to let people know exactly what we're talking about here in terms of what this partnership means. Landscapes Golf Management will utilize Barstool Golf Time as its online tee time reservation partner for public golf courses in the company's portfolio. The landmark partnership provides Landscapes Golf Management operated courses free access to millions of golfers in the Barstool Golf Time network. Courses maintain unilateral control over tee time pricing, data, and special promotions. Integration with various tee sheet providers is easy and at no cost to courses. This is the top line, and it's a big deal. I'll go to you, Jonathan. What does this partnership mean to you in terms of your company and what you're able to do for this particular partnership?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having us, first of all. We appreciate it. And, to work with two storied organizations like this, I mean, what a privilege, right, for Supreme Golf. Starting with Barstool, we've had a relationship with Barstool for over 5 years.
Hmm.
And I have never seen a company across all the brands we work with that can activate consumers the way they can activate. I'm not kidding you. And when I first met Sage, it was try it. And if you don't like it, you can leave. And he knows what he's doing, because how do you not like it? So then to have a privilege of then working with someone like Scott and Landscapes. I mean, when you look at Landscapes of what they've done as an organization, with all their companies, I mean, they've been around for over 40 years. They've constructed or renovated over 2,000 golf courses around the world. I mean, what a privilege again for us to work with someone like that. And it just matched up. We are trying to provide, as a technology company, solutions to the golf course industry. Anything we can do to help Scott and his team in a small way, we're going to do it. We want to be a trusted resource. So when we were talking, we were always a sponsor of Barstool. And a couple of years ago, we said, hey, listen, why don't we put a strategic partnership together and do this together? We're both trying to do the same thing. So being able to launch a Barstool Golf Time marketplace, which is growing like crazy, unique inventory is critical, because it gives more differentiating factors to the platform, gives golfers more reason to go to the platform, and it gives people like Scott and golf course owners and all operators the ability to always control their data, to control their pricing, to control their inventory, and to always have the best price in the pro shop. I mean, I sound like a commercial for Jay Karen, the CEO of NGCOA, right? Because that's what is the best and the best practices for golf courses when it comes to selling tee times on marketplaces.
The viewership just went up by one, would say, if he wasn't watching before. We got it here now. Sage, I want to turn to you, because number one, I want to start by saying that whoever plays poker with you is coming in their own car and leaving in an Uber, because you got the best poker face I've ever seen, brother. Okay, all right, staying away from the table with you. I'm just going to say that right now.
I am a good poker player.
Yeah. That being said, I mean, you've got to be excited about this whole thing. And I'll use another analogy. I'm a car guy, right? And so for me, the cars that I like, they're special on the outside and they're special on the inside. It's a great engine, great performance, but it matters what it looks like. And it seems to me that what you have is Supreme Golf providing this 12-cylinder twin turbo engine for this product, and you guys have provided you've got a Ferrari of a body that's so attractive to golf in Barstool Sports. So forget my overblown analogies. What makes you excited about this project?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also thanks for having me. I think over the last 5 years, Jonathan alluded to a lot of it, right? Like, golf for Barstool has been one of our booming businesses. And it's because we come at it in a lot of different lenses. And like a lot of things we do, it's kind of the conversions of fans, content, and commerce. And this kind of partnership really does speak to that. So Jonathan and the Supreme team have done a great job stewarding the Barstool Golf Time business. The consumers have been taking to it. The podcast and Foreplay and Riggs and Frankie and Trent and those guys have been great advocates for it, and really growing the game, right? Getting out there and playing when you can, buying a shirt from Barstool. We're in Dick's Sporting Goods now. We're in PGA Superstore. So we're really getting closer and closer to the course and the on-course play. And partnerships like this really do speak to that, right? How can we provide – we're always looking, how can we provide our fans more, whether that's more access to content, more access to PGA Tour events, more access to on-course play and events. We do that with the Barstool Classic. And I think partnerships like this really speak to what we're trying to do. How can we give them something where you can't always get elsewhere? And that's what not only but the Barstool Golf Time Tee Time app has been doing, but also the partnerships with Landscapes. How do we really open those doors that haven't been there previously?
And, I bet the Barstool guys actually at Pebble Beach at Media Day. They're in a group behind me, and I left my wedge on hole number 4, and when I circled back around, the guys were there waiting for me. He's like, "Hey, dude, this belonged to you."
Riggs and those guys, they have a great impact on the game, right? Because they don't take it too seriously, and I think that's the new school kind of attitude towards golf. How do you open the doors for the players that didn't feel like they could go on the course, and now they are, right? And that just obviously, from a monetary standpoint, that's more money towards the tee times. It's more money towards the courses and these clubs. We see on the commerce side of the business, and it's really been kind of fun to see that growth.
Yeah, I mean, fun being the operative term here. I'll go back to you, Scott. So we're talking about your access to your public courses. What's the size of that sample now? How many courses are we talking about? And what do you expect the impact to be for you really when using this thing in terms of the ease of use, obviously, for your operators and for your current clients, but also in terms of growth, bringing new business in?
Yeah, so we're probably talking about 20 to 25 golf courses across the country that will be partnering in this relationship. In terms of the growth, the things that Jonathan mentioned were really important to us. We wanted to control the pricing. We wanted to have access to that customer data. And we really hope that as these people start to visit our facilities, that data capture, that customer acquisition for us really makes a major impact. I think in addition to that, over the last 3 years, we've been really looking for a marketplace that had the right fit for us. We're really intentional about controlling our pricing and want to make sure it's under the right kind of stipulations for our clients. And so when this was presented to us, we said, this is absolutely a home run. We're controlling the pricing. We're laser focused on the customer at this point because they have a marketplace where they can select us in different communities that we operate in. And so once we get them in the door, then I think it becomes our role really to continually communicate to those folks and, capture different opportunities with them while they're on site. But certainly this is an opportunity, I think, for us to grow our customer base first and foremost, which is an important piece of it.
Absolutely. And Jonathan, I know we already have a podcast called Tech Talk, but I'm going to do a little mini Tech Talk here with you. So the new partnerships represent new opportunities for innovation, right? That's part of the good thing about it, because you get to say, hey, have you thought about doing it this way? Have you thought about doing it that way? How about if we tweak this like that? Talk a little bit about the things that you did that are innovative. Did you bring any new solutions and new ideas to the table as a part of this partnership to power this particular partnership?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Supreme Golf is a technology company, right?
Exactly.
That's what we are, and that's where our foundation is. So it's always to bring better tools that we can bring to companies like landscapes, individual course owners, to help them, right? And when it comes to the marketplace, we aggregate everyone and everyone because we want to create the largest marketplace we can. But what was important through the years is thinking about what Scott just said, right? What's important to them and what is their belief system in how the course controls the pricing, controls the data, can get those people not just to play once, but maybe they're going to have their wedding at one of these courses one day or something like that. So it's our job to facilitate that. And how we do a lot of that is integrating directly into their tee sheet. They have a great tee sheet provider, so we integrate directly. So it's not another app over here that the pro shop now have to think and learn and go over here and where was that tee time? Where did that come in? We don't do that. We have to make it easy. And if it's not easy, Scott's not going to use us, no matter how good it might be, because he can't take the pressure on the pro shop. So it's things about integration, making technology easy, making it easy for the pro shop to distribute their pricing, because whatever the pricing is in the golf course's tee sheet automatically displays. If they sell one, it's gone from Barstool Golf Time as well immediately. And we charge a small booking fee because we don't want to take away the revenue from the golf course either. We want to be additive all the time. So we don't charge the golf course to list on Barstool Golf Time. We charge the consumers a small fee. And what's important when you talk about the Barstool brand, we did a survey, right, of Barstool golfers on the platform. You have over 85% of them play golf when they travel. So they travel a lot, these guys and girls. So when they're all over the country, we want them to be able to search, book, go play. That's simple. And then you have almost 70% that book trips just to play golf. And when I talk about activation of what Barstool does, these guys, and I hope it sounds okay, and I use the term guys generally, are rabid. They want to play golf. They want to follow golf. They want to know what Riggs is saying. What's Frankie doing? Where are they at? And the products and the courses. So bringing inventory that's unique, like landscapes, onto the platform, providing them the best technology we can, I think is what really, changes the game here, because it puts the power into that golf course owner's hand.
I couldn't agree with you more. And there's nothing better than a tech guy who knows how to talk sales and marketing, is there? I mean, that's definitely, that's the full meal deal right there. Okay.
Hey, Michael, can I tack onto that just a little bit?
Yes, please.
So at Landscapes Golf Management over the last 4 years, we have invested heavily in technology. And I think one of the things that was exciting for Jonathan and his team was the work that we had done to transition all of our golf courses to cloud-based products, products that were easy to connect into on their end, products that allow the flow of data to go back and forth very easily. And so I think that investment that we've made on our end and the investment that Jonathan and his team have made the transition of this fairly smooth, just because they're able to tap into our systems pretty quickly and get what they need with very little effort. And so I encourage people that are out there to, to maybe consider, the different systems that you're working with and how do they integrate with one another, because you shouldn't be in a position anymore where you're operating with standalone products. Your products should really integrate with one another and create automations that create efficiencies at your facilities.
Again, the investment in technology to grow the game is what kind of fascinates me. Not only to ease a business, and you always talk about streamlining costs, but literally the growth of the game being driven by technology is kind of a new thing. And Sage, I'm going to come to you and talk about this in terms of golf as a unique opportunity within sports, because Barstool Sports is obviously more than just golf. But in the file of often wrong, never in doubt, I'm going to propose to you that even though you cover other sports, I would doubt that you have made as much of an impact into the core audience for the sport, like in the NBA or NFL. I mean, imagine you enhance that coverage with your style, but you are actually making more golfers. I don't know if you're making more NFL fans, but you're making more golfers. What is it about Barstool that allows you to do that? And how are you doing it other than a booking system? Because I know you have leagues that you're forming. What else are you doing to grow yourself in the golf space?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's one of the funnest things about working on the golf side of the business. I do touch football and I touch hockey. I think the biggest difference, right, is I could watch a PGA Tour event and I could go play on Saturday, where you can't necessarily do that when we're talking spin chicklets and hockey or part of my team in football. And that allowed us to really build a business around our golf brand and foreplay. Barstool Golf allowed us, to your point, go into the Barstool Classic, where we now have 25 stops nationwide that sell out in 2.5 minutes, $1,000 a team, have championships at the greatest courses out there. Hopefully we can get some landscape courses on the Barstool Classic Tour and kind of grow there. We're doing a lot with the big players in the space too. Peter Millar is the official golf apparel of Barstool Golf. TaylorMade is the official club, and things like that allow us access to different moments, different talent. The guys are filming with Rory. They're filming with John Rahm, Masters champion. It's really cool to see their impact from a talent standpoint, but then really the business around it, us leaning more into kind of tour partnerships, us leaning more into the commerce side of the business. Barstool Golf is one of our biggest commerce business, as well as you can see polos like this. We're really doing it both on the e-com side and as well as retail. So we see that translate on course, where you can't go to a course on a Saturday and not see somebody have a Barstool Golf club head, a Barstool Golf polo, a hat. They're all over the course. I think that really speaks to how Riggs and Frankie and Trent kind of drive that community around it and ultimately want to play on Saturday and Sunday, not just listen to the pod on Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, and I got to quote Tina Vans, like, Charlie, what now? When you said that you were you're selling out events in 2 minutes?
2.5 minutes, the Barstool Classic sells out, and then there's a waiting list, and that's nationwide. And I think, to Jonathan's point, the majority of those are booking in cities that they're not even in. So they're willing to travel to play in these kind of events, not just to meet Riggs and the guys who show up, but to compete at a level where, right, they want to feel like they're going out there on Saturday and Sunday and kind of competing with other golfers. So that's been a fun event to see evolve over the last 5 years.
Jonathan, you want to chime in there?
Yeah, just a quick, two things really quick. One thing Scott says absolutely true. They make it so easy. They are so forward thinking, not just technology, but in revenue management, in golf course management. So that's a huge thing going on. So I can see why courses, want to be owned or managed by Landscapes. When it comes to Sage and Barstool, I'll tell you one thing: we constantly talk strategy. right? What are we not thinking about? And I'm talking Barstool initiating this. What products should we offer? Are we not offering enough? Should we bring the Classic into the app? Should we talk about Barstool VIPs, which we now do, Barstool's Best, which is best rated courses? What else are we not doing? Should we have leaderboards? Should we have scoring? Should we have where they can play each other across the country? So that's one thing. When with Barstool, they never sit. It's constantly, okay, that's great. What's next? How are we doing it? How do we add more benefit to the game? And I think with all of us here on this call, that's what makes it a tremendous relationship.
And seeing that now, it's like, if this works as well as this call just went, as this show, then I'm sure that this thing is going to motor along. And this product is available before the public. This can be done with other groups, correct?
Yeah, the Barstool Golf Time app is available in both app stores, Google and iOS. When we launched it with Barstool, I think in days or whatever, or maybe it was minutes, because they are like that with minutes, it was like 70,000 people downloaded it before we even mentioned it. And it was just like that. So it continues to grow every day. And this year over last year, you can see it. It's leaps and bounds. But it's because of the commitment of people like Barstool, of what they do, because it's never enough. Let's do better. And then people like Scott at Landscape to say, hey, listen, we have tremendous assets, and we want to be a part of that as well, because we can benefit golfers at our facilities. And if a golfer comes in and sees a Barstool shirt or a Barstool sticker, or says, hey, listen, I booked through Barstool, I mean, it all connects, and it's all what to do, grow the game, right? So it's great.
Beautiful. I mean, this is, again, it just fascinates me because of the power of these three groups, who have this type of talent, these types of resources, the reputation within the industry, and the reputation even outside the industry to bring this type of talent in. I think it's an unbelievable opportunity here. Last question. Where's the next course you're planning to go to each one of you? Sage, where's the next course you're going to play? Where are you going to play?
Should be heading down to Kiowa pretty soon, play the Ocean course.
Bring plenty of ammunition. Scott, where are you going to play?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd like to make a trip back out to the Broadmoor. My wife's cousin's a member there, so always enjoy getting out there to play.
Be sure you hit the treadmill every day because the food is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jonathan, where are you playing, buddy?
Oh, wow. Because I'm probably the worst golfer on the call, but I'm waiting for the invite from Sage, so maybe Kiowa.
Sold. And I'm happy to fill in as a fourth and any guys if you need to do it. Jonathan, Scott, Sage, thank you so much. Congratulations, I should say. And thank you so much for spending the time. And when you have other announcements, other things to tell us about, you have a soapbox to stand on and a megaphone to shout into right here. Okay?
Great. Thank you, Michael.
Michael.
You got it. Jonathan Wride, Scot Wellman, and Sage Saperstein. I love it to see companies and individuals who have a firm grounding in the understanding of the business, and then bring in people who can take it to the next level. I always say, like, we talk about diversity and equity and inclusion. It's all about bringing new ideas into the game. This is a kind of inclusion, bringing new people into the game. And Barstool Sports has done an incredible, maybe even a historic job of that. Like I said, I just couldn't be more excited about putting this segment together. Well done, Wizard, for pulling this together in such a short period of time. It is cool stuff. So why don't we take a break? We'll come back with House Chat and talk about golf from an even more deep, granular, inside level. In the meantime, go just get yourself a cold beverage and a crunchy snack, and we'll be here waiting for you. Michael Williams, Golf Business Live, powered by Supreme Golf. See you in a minute.
Supreme Golf is proud to be an executive partner of the NGCOA. And whether you're looking to drive recurring revenue with our market-leading public membership software or sell additional tee times on Barstool Golf Time and Supreme Golf at no cost and where you control the data and the pricing, please reach out.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Golf Business Live. I'm your host, Michael Williams. Golf Business Live, powered by Supreme Golf. We can't forget that. And this is one of my very favorite parts of the show. Although they're all my favorites, this is maybe the favorite among favorites, which is House Chat, the part of the show where we talk to you about what you do, to people who really help this business run well. Great ideas, great methods, great ways of doing things. We like to share them with you. This one is especially interesting to me because I have a history with these people. When I date back to the beginning of my golf career, one of the things that happened to me when I was sitting at my desk over at East Potomac Golf Course was getting a cold call from a little company called Topgolf in England that wanted the first Topgolf to be at our golf course. Well, that didn't exactly work out for us. Obviously, it wasn't there, or I'd probably be on another arc myself. But it was, I've always watched that whole company, that whole technology with great interest. And now we all know what it's become, just a phenomenon here in the golf industry. And one of the parts of that phenomenon is Toptracer. That is the ability to bring that Topgolf experience to your driving range, your practice facility. And joining me today to talk about that is someone who's very, very involved in helping your facility get that technology. He is an account manager for Toptracer. Please welcome Bryan Hunt to Golf Business Live. Bryan, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Michael. Thanks for having me today. Very excited to be on.
It's good to be on with you, man. I love to see like these young fellas getting in, because you clearly made the decision that I didn't, to just jump ship and go right to the Toptracer Topgolf thing, man. It's like it's just been phenomenal to watch the success of all of that technology and all that's happened. So I kind of opened the segment talking about how Topgolf got into my life. Talk to me a little bit about how Topgolf and Toptracer got into your life. Tell me about your background and how you came to Toptracer.
Yeah, no, sure. Happy to share. It was kind of a crazy ride, to be honest with you. So I ended up going to one of the 16 golf management schools originally. So I went to Coastal Carolina, and that's where I got my PGA. So kind of going through college, I had the aspirations to be a head golf professional, and kind of ride that dream a little bit. And as I started working, first few years, I wanted to stay in golf, but just maybe not at a green grass facility or a country club. So I did leave the country club side of the golf business after 4 years of working in that, and ended up becoming a sales representative for actually 47 brand, which they sell a lot of the sports headwear and apparel. Yes. You might have one yourself, and
I'm sure I have one here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Most people do, but so I did that for about 2 years up until the pandemic, and I was unfortunately furloughed, like as many people were during that time. But as the saying goes, as one door closes, another one opens. And I had known one of our sales managers through the golf business, actually, that now works with us at Toptracer, and he reached out to me saying, "Hey, we're looking to grow our team," and I had happened to move to the Charlotte area, and that's kind of where they wanted an account manager to start, especially to cover the East Coast. And the job kind of came to me, it was a needle in a haystack. And, to this day, I'm very, very blessed to have received that LinkedIn message from, my current colleague. So I've been with Toptracer for about 1.5 years now, and it's been awesome. And, I can't be happier.
And it's, a couple of things there. First, go Chanticleers. That's right. Chanticleers.
Absolutely. Right? Yep. John's up.
Okay. There you go. But it's interesting to see how you, as a young person in the golf industry, you now have alternatives, for places to go with your career other than just the country club, as you say, the green grass facility. Now there's this whole other world that's opened up of this, I'm going to call it recreational golf, and how that works. And you're sort of a hybrid of that and the green grass facilities, because you're bringing Toptracer into these facilities. So for those who may not know that much about the technology, give me the elevator pitch on what Toptracer is and what it does at a golf facility.
Yeah, sure. So, Toptracer, as you've said, it's driving range technology. Same cameras that are at your Topgolfs, and same cameras that you see on the broadcast that is going to trace the ball on a PGA Tour event. And those cameras are now brought to any type of facility, whether it's a resort, whether it's a standalone range, a private club, a daily fee, public golf course. And it gives that player an opportunity to play more golf. Number one, maybe get introduced to the game of golf that they might not have had the opportunity to when they were growing up. And then also just to really get better at golf as well. There's two sides of the technology. I would say the first side is more of your entertainment, which that's definitely where, the Top Golf side comes into it, where this might be the first time that that player has seen a golf ball or, really even held a golf club. And then the other side of it is more of your game improvement. We have a lot of game modes that are structured to make you a better golfer or to kind of help you along that journey, whether it's a, coaching side to it on if you're taking lessons on a Toptracer range, or if you're going back to a Toptracer range, maybe, in between lessons to, really improve that game. So, what we're doing in the long haul, to make a long story short, is to get you to hit more golf balls at the end of the day and to bring the game of golf to you.
I love the way you say that, hitting more balls at the end of the day, because when I was working at my golf facility where I started, like you could hear the click, click, click of each one of those balls was the metronome of us actually surviving in our business. So each ball means a lot. You just don't really tend to think of it that way, but it almost certainly does. That's people spending more time at your facility, spending more money at your facility. It all makes a difference. You also laid out a good path for this conversation to go forward when you talk about the recreational or entertainment side of it versus the practice and improvement side of it, because I think that sort of, again, overlaps the world of people who are coming to the game new. And we've seen so much of that over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. We all know about those numbers. And then you have the ability to improve the experience of practice for that player who's the more experienced player, a player who wants to get better, that sort of thing. So talk a little bit more about how you approach that. How do you have that discussion when you go to a facility? First, do you find yourself, you're calling them about the product, or do you have more people calling you about it? And how do you frame what it is they want to get out of it? And then just frame that discussion with the owner operators.
Sure. So, what I do at Toptracer on a day-to-day basis is actually a little bit different than what most of your sales managers or a territory sales rep, might be for another company. And what I actually do is, once the technology is installed, I'm the person that will work with the golf staff or the range operator / owner on how to, really implement the technology into their day-to-day. How to market the technology, how to price the technology, and really how to make sure that, you've now made this investment. Let's make sure that you're using it to, its full potential, and how to really ease that gap of, even though this is new technology, it's easy to use and it is for everyone. So to kind of answer your question there, my conversations with, range owners are a little bit different, because they've already bought in to.
They bought in, yeah.
They've bought in and they've become a partner of ours. So now it's okay. How are we going to make this as successful as you want it to be, and to reach your everyday goals? So with all the different types of accounts that we have and the different types of facilities, that conversation tends to change on facility to facility. So for example, my conversations with a private country club might be, how are we going to implement this with, your golf instructors? How are we going to add it as a fun, frill for a member event or a member guest event, where then it could be with a resort or a standalone range or public course. It's, how are we marketing this technology where you're going to get customers to come back and get that wow factor of, wow, I've never seen a driving range like this before. Or, I come here because I'm going to bring my new friend that wants to play golf, and it's less intimidating than maybe going to the first tee and they, maybe want to play 9 holes of virtual golf and never leave a driving range mat. So my conversations are a little bit different than the kind of more the upfront sales. I kind of think of my role as more as probably 60-70% of a consulting role, and the rest of it is sales, with trying to add more technology to what they currently have at the end of their contract. And if I do a good job and they see the benefits, usually those conversations happen a little bit easier than others. So.
Excellent. And so I want to read you a quote by Don Ray, PGA of America, well known to this audience, and owner at Augusta Ranch. His quote is, "Instructors can review practice sessions remotely and keep players accountable through engaging training assignments. Rather than selling time, the platform helps PGA professionals sell results." And it's almost like Don is trying to get rid of that conversation. You have every pro you get a lesson, and the next lesson you come out and say, "Well, I did work on what we talked about last time. How's it going with that?" Now right? You have the ability to see that. This is fascinating to me because I think we've all come to understand the entertainment side of Toptracer and Topgolf and those things, and the opportunity to sell more food and beverages and have a really interesting new type of experience at the range. But for the lesson business, this can actually revolutionize this. So if you talk a little bit about how that works with the instruction with individuals there and how it really changes the game for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Don Ray is referring to our new coaching platform that actually just got launched, not too long ago, and that's called Toptracer Coach. And what this is a coach or golf instructor will have their own dashboard of a coaching platform, and they can give lessons by using their coaching dashboard. So their student would be on their Toptracer app as they usually would, but the data that a coach will see on their side of things is a lot more in depth than what the student should see. So when a student might get confused on what this number means or what that number means because they can see it right from a launch monitor, well, we're kind of trying to hide all that and just give you the information that you truly need as a student, where it's the coach's responsibility and the instructor's job to take that data and try to implement either a lesson plan or a lesson structure based off of that data. So what Toptracer Coach is now doing is you can now send assignments to your students in between lessons to get you back to the Toptracer range and complete this game mode so many times, or complete XYZ so many times before I see you in 10 days or maybe a week, or if you teach somebody once a month, to try to hold that student accountable in between lessons. I remember when I was teaching as an assistant golf professional, it was usually all right, what did you do in the last 10 days or the last 2 weeks? And it was usually, I didn't have time to practice, or I kind of forgot what we talked about, or really any sort of combination like that. And, Toptracer Coach really hit me at home, because I was like, man, I wish I had this when I was teaching, and I could just show somebody that, hey, you didn't do anything. Like, how do you expect yourself to get better if, we're not practicing in between sessions? But then on the other side of the coin, if you are practicing in between sessions, on your Toptracer Coach dashboard, you can click into those practice sessions and see the traces from your student's practice session. So you could be sitting on your couch the day before, maybe the night before you have a lesson with, Mr. Smith, and, let's pull up his account and see what he did last week. And okay, great. He completed the 2 assignments that I gave him. And maybe we're working on to try to get him to, hook it a little bit less. And as I watch these traces and I see all the data per trace, all right, we're getting straighter here, or maybe we're not getting straighter. So we gotta go back to the drawing board, or maybe something didn't click in our last lesson. So it also helps the PGA professional or the golf instructor to, not only hold their students accountable, but also to help them prepare for the upcoming lessons, and then to build a lesson plan through the assignments, moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, this really is a game changer. And I'm reminded of the really old joke about the guy asked a cab driver how you get to Carnegie Hall. And the cab driver says, practice. And
that's right.
That's really the key to improvement. It's practicing and really absorbing those lessons and taking them forward and making it a part of how you approach hitting a golf ball. And I see this as really just kind of a special opportunity for instructors to help their players get better. And that's what everybody wants to do. We're just about out of time, but I don't want to get out of here without you giving folks a way who are interested now in this and who wouldn't be and having this technology, how do we get in contact with the Toptracer folks, yourself and others?
Well, I would say first step would go on to toptracer.com and find your nearest range under the locations tab. So, and then definitely download our app. We have all the locations on the app, and you can find what your closest Toptracer range to you is, and get started from there.
Okay, and folks who want to get involved in getting the system involved, want to have a conversation about bringing the system in, they can get that information on toptracer.com as well, correct?
Yeah, they definitely can. And also what's a beauty about us being partners, you can definitely reach out to the NGCOA, and they can definitely get you in touch with whoever you need from Toptracer as well. So
you just stuck the landing, Bryan. Nicely done. Nicely done. Even the Russian judge gives it a 10.
Absolutely.
Hey man, what a pleasure talking to you. I think Toptracer is a great system, and I think they're very, very lucky to have you being a representative of their products. But again, thank you for taking the time here to share this with us. And when you have something new, you got something new in the hopper, please let us know, because you'll always have a soapbox to stand on and a megaphone to shout into here. Okay.
I appreciate that. Absolutely. Thank you for the time today, Michael. It was a blast being on.
You got it, man. That's Bryan Hunt of Toptracer. Look, Toptracer, again, is something, and that Soul technology I've known about for a long time. And it's been around for a while now. We're going on 20 years of Toptracer, this evolution of this technology. But it's really all about getting more people to your facility. That's what Toptracer does. It's so completely attractive. And I'll let them tell it, but the way they organize the financing, it's really easy to get it done as far as that is concerned. And now that you have this teaching component to it, the Toptracer coach, now you're having people who want to start off maybe at Toptracer, but want to translate their improving skills to the green grass course. Because what is the main factor that keeps people off of the green grass facilities, keeps them out of playing golf, is that they're afraid of being bad. They don't want to be horrible out there. They don't want to stand out in that way. So when they acquire confidence in hitting a golf ball at Toptracer, now it's easy to transition them into rounds of golf. And then you've got both things going on, and that's a win-win for everybody, isn't it? Yeah, fascinating stuff. That's about it and all for this edition of Golf Business Live. I want to thank our guests for joining us. I want to thank Harry and Taylor, as always, for putting this thing together. And I want to thank you for listening, because we do it all for you. So until next time, go out, hit some golf balls. When you do, hit them straight, maybe at Toptracer, so that you can confirm that. And we'll see you for the next episode. For Golf Business Live and the National Golf Course Owners Association, I'm Michael Williams. We'll see you.